Well, hello, YouTubers, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitter. This is Katherine Johnson, servant of the Lord. I want to thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. If you like what you hear, subscribe. Well, I'm coming back to you to give you another message about the gates of hell shall not prevail. A wrecking ball is coming to the church. God's given me specific warnings and events to come. So if this is for you, then listen. God is showing me that there's a lot of exposure that's going on in the church. A lot of ministries will be exposed for what they truly are. I hear the Lord saying that there is a clergy response team. You know who you are. They're pastors that are pastors of probably your church. And they are going to meetings, secret meetings you may not know about. And recently, God said a lot of them have gotten large sums of money. God said like $30,000 to do certain things. God said it's a compromise, but this is what He wanted me to say to any of you that are part of this clergy response team. God said to repent. He said, like Judas, who betrayed Him by taking 30 pieces of silver, you have did the same, says your God. Jesus said about Judas, to betray the Son of Man, it would have been better that Judas had not been born. Will God be saying that about you? God told me to tell you to repent right now. Get on your knees. Ask for forgiveness. Pull out of anything that is a compromise to His word. God said He did not call you for that. There are many others that money has been their God. You have followed money. You have not followed God. This is a message and a warning for you to repent. God said there's great exposure that's coming. God said prepare for more deaths of clergy. Dropping dead for no explainable reason. God said a part of this is His judgment. He is tearing mantles. There's been much disobedience in the house of God. God is tired of it. That's why He shut many churches down and He silenced them. He's allowing the enemy to run rampant because His remnant will arise. It will not be apparent who His remnant is because God is going to hide His remnant for a season. But out of all of this chaos, out of this wrecking ball, the remnant of God will arise for such a time as this. God is also revealing to me about those that are teaching unsound doctrine, and they're in the dark arts. God said you're straddling the fence. You claim to be one thing, but you're doing something else. God said to repent, come out of the dark arts. God said hell will not be a stranger to you on this side of the world. Your days, your nights will be hot, says God. You experience hell before you actually go there. You experience the lake of fire before you go there. God said repent and fall into agreement with His word before it is too late. God is telling me to let you know I am just a messenger, bringing a word. God said He's tired of the division, how we shoot one another, this friendly fire, how we attack one another because of opposing views, how we don't show love to one another, yet we say we are children of God. He said the wrecking ball is coming because you have not been examples of my children. Some of you are Christian in name only. And at this point, some of you are turning off this post. That's fine, because it's not for you. The way you are, God is going to find you, but understand where your eternal home will be if you do not repent. But this is a message for those that hearts are being troubled and God is dealing with you. Turn around before it's too late. Many of you have been rejected by the church. There are many of you out there. There have been events, situations that have happened in the church that have caused you to leave. God understands your heart. He's dealing with a lot of those ministries. But he's dealing with your heart because he's letting you know that is not him. What they did was not him. But he is drawing you to himself so you will know him for yourself. And he's bringing you to a fold. There is an army. There is a remnant. God said, all the hurt I will take away. And I'm raising you up for such a time as this to be a witness for my word. I also hear God speaking to those that are not sure about him. They're not sure if they want to be a part of this. God said the events that are going to happen real soon will let you know what you need to do. You will have to make a decision. And your decision will be final. I hear the Lord saying we are in dangerous times. There are things happening that are going to happen rapidly. Events are going to speed up. God said if it did not, then many would perish. There are going to be many deaths. This is one thing that God asked me to ask you. If you were asked to renounce him today, would you do it? Is your name written in the Lamb's Book of Life? Do you know that you are saved? God said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. And meditate, think on these questions, because they will come into manifestation very soon. You will have to make decisions which will tell others who you are. There are many things coming that will try to alter your image and likeness of me. And God says, I want to know, do you know who and whose you are? Will you renounce me if you lost everything that you had? Will you renounce me? Will you curse me and die?